Okay, I think we're live. I hope we're live. My computer has been giving me a little bit of bother here in the last half hour for some reason. Maybe there's an update it's been doing or something in the background. I don't know. But anyhow, hope I'm live. So if you can hear me, please put in the chat that you can hear me. But at the moment, I seem to be frozen on my computer, so I don't know what's happening. So um, don't know, is it live or is it frozen or what's happening there, guys? So please let me know what you can see and what you can't see, because my computer is just completely frozen up. I think it's working, I'm not sure. Anyhow, we'll get onto it here. So first person in tonight was HH Recycling, followed by American's Favorite Hoarder. Let me see then who came in after that. Andy, as Ian Matthews would say, Andy passed the ducks. Leanne Rodriguez, welcome in. Jose, welcome in. Sharky and Ben, but you two are more like my professors. Uh, let me see. Hello, sir. From one tuber to another tuber. I thank you, sir. I have learned so much from you and Sharky. I started to watch e-waste bin first, then Sharky, then I drop over to you, sir. Well, you're more than welcome. Truck fan, welcome in. Good to see you. Everyday Solars, welcome in. She's saying we can hear you. Yes, good on YouTube. Okay, Patrick Williams, welcome in. HH Recycling, I've already said hi to. James P, welcome in. Andy, I said hi to. All my ducks in a row. So I think I'm caught up on everyone that's been in. So welcome in, guys. Good to have you on board for another Sunday night Scrap Chat Live. Link is pinned, I think. And again, it's there. And hey, Sammy, welcome. Sammy is a guy that is been following me on TikTok, and he's over here tonight because we're going to talk some stuff that I was talking about on TikTok as well earlier today, because I've done a live on TikTok, and we'll be talking about some of the stuff I said I'd show, some of the stuff I was working on today that I'd showed on the live tonight on the Scrapping Irish YouTube side, so they can see what it turned out like so far. I've been out of commission since the 22nd of January, being in hospital until Friday. Oh, sorry to hear that, truck fan. Hope you're okay now. Who else are we there? Scrooge McDuckin, Paul Frost. Let me see. Anyone else I'm missing? Patrick Williams. I missed it. Yeah, I was on early. Well, early-ish. What time did I go on around? Half one today, this afternoon. I went on. I was working on gold pins from the CPUs. So I said I'd try. Hey, Mickey, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Anyways, Jill, welcome in. Who else did I see there? Was there anyone else? I'm just going over, checking something out, just making sure everything's working on the YouTube side. It is, because my PC was freezing for some reason today, and I don't know why. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like, guys. Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's get into what we've been want to talk about. So I was cleaning up some powder. Well, this is last week's. So you can see there, that's a little bit of gold powder. When I weighed that, it's coming in at a weird weight. It's saying it's about 8 grams. That doesn't look like 8 grams to me. I've checked it on 2 different scales and it's coming in at 8 grams. But again, we all know gold. What Colleen Matthews is in his bed. He's getting old. We have to remember that, guys. Ian isn't what he used to be. He's nearly retirement. So he's getting old. Now, I'm just seeing a frozen screen here at the moment again, so I don't know what's happening with this. I think it must be downloading some what you call in the background, some updates. And when it's doing that, it freezes screens, and I don't know. It's just a pain, and then I have to. Hey, Mike, welcome in. Then I have to come down and come back up again to get it to work. But anyhow, that was the gold powder I was working on there. But for this is what I was working for on the pins. So I said I'd show them tonight. So this is the gold pins that I was working on earlier from anyone that's been watching from TikTok. So I tried them out. I just have about a gram of them there. Now there's still some more drying out. Hopefully there'll be maybe a gram and a half or maybe a gram and a quarter. But they'll be mixed in with other stuff, so it doesn't really matter to me. Now, hey Mike, welcome in anyhow. Thanks for dropping in.
How's it going?
I'm all good. Shark Scrapper, welcome in as well. Good to see
you.
Welcome in. Thanks for dropping in. Oh, and e-waste Mike. So our regular board is full. Hey Mike, how are things? E-waste Mike.
Just wonderful. Couldn't be better.
Thank you. Just wanted to make sure it was really you and not just someone pretending to be you, you know?
Yeah, that's Mike.
That's Mike. Please.
I'd recognize that finger from anywhere.
Right.
My name's Ian. Welcome to me channel and welcome to me bed. Yeah, that'd be Ian Matthews now. Welcome to me bed. It'll be his new. He'll have to start his videos. Welcome to my bed. So he will. Richard, welcome in. Richard was in. If anyone wasn't watching, over on Shark Scrapper, he was saying he had after picking up a load of laptops or computers. Irish, I did my biggest refine last week and melted 17 gram button. Whoa, that's brilliant. 17 grams. At the moment, a gram of gold, I think in euros, is 89 euros. What is it in dollars? Let me have a look. Grams and gold and put it into dollars. It is $92 for a gram of gold. So, and he had 17 grams. So there we go. Do the maths on that. Who else?
Okay, breakfast is on. Breakfast is on him.
Yeah, breakfast is on Richard. 6th Street Garage, welcome in. Who else did I see coming in there? Did I see someone else coming in that I missed? But yeah, there was another thing that over on TikTok today I was asked to mention. There might be some people still watching from this, would watch me normally on TikTok, said they drop in tonight, and they were wondering about how to get the copper back out of your solutions afterwards, because if they want to recover the copper. So I said I'd show them the relativity chart that I normally work off. So I'm going to just bring that up here for a second. Share screen.
Reactivity chart.
Yes. Sorry, reactivity chart. And here we go. Share. And let me bring it down here. So we all know that we have our platinums, our golds, our silvers, our mercury, but there's our copper. So if you want to get copper back out of solution, so you've already got your gold or your silver, we presume, out, and your platinums out of your solutions. But now you want to see, can you get your copper out? If you put any of the items above the copper into the solution, it will drop out the copper. Now, if you're doing gold recovery, you shouldn't really have too much of everything until you in there. So you shouldn't be worrying. So you can really go and drop in the iron, because you should have the tin removed before you get to your gold recovery stage. So the tin should be taken out, your lead should be taken out, all that stuff should be already gone before you get to recovering your gold, because you don't want to be dropping gold out while you still have tin and lead in your solutions. So you want to get rid of them first. So you should be safe enough to get your copper out going straight to the iron. So by putting the iron in, you should just get your copper out. That's what I do, and that's just the chart for anyone that was wondering what. So you can see here the most reactive stuff starts down here. So again, you have your lithium. So we all know from the lithium iron batteries and stuff like that how reactive that is, and you work your way up until the least reactive stuff, which is up here, your golds, your silvers. So it's easy enough to. So if you want to drop out your gold, you can use a metal like copper to drop it out if you want to, or as most people will do is use copperas, which is essentially copper in a powder form, or sulfur of iron is another name for it.
I will add, do not use aluminum, magnesium, or zinc to try and drop metals in solution, they are so reactive. You will have
I will draw you up on that one. So I always use aluminium if something goes wrong. I will use aluminium to drop everything out, but you have to put in, let me take this off, you have to only put in little shavings of aluminium at a time. If you try and get a big chunk of aluminium like something like that, you drop it straight into the acid, you're going to get a massive boil over, which I have done, and I admit to doing. There's no point me saying I haven't done it. Yes, I have done it. So I have learned, get shavings, aluminium shavings, you sprinkle in some aluminium shavings, it will drop everything out of solution, and you can start all over again if you're not sure what's in there. But if you know what's in there, then just use metal above it to drop it out. Don't need to go straight to aluminium.
Irish, put the chart back up again, because
let me go here. Present. Share screen. Back to the chart. Okay, what do you want to see?
So you were saying that if you're dropping out the gold and silver, you will have already gotten rid of the tin and the lead. Explain how you would have already gotten rid of the tin and the lead.
Well, we'd say, for instance, here, let me go back here to the screen. Go back here where I can see what I'm doing. So you can see here, this is gold pins that I was working on today. And these were from CPU. So what I had to do before I got to this stage is I soaked the pins in hydrochloric acid to get rid of the tin. So that I put them into the hydrochloric acid, and that dissolved the tin and the lead and all that first, because again, that's very reactive with the hydrochloric acid, where the gold wouldn't be. So that means then when I go to my next stage, I've already got rid of the tin and the lead. So that's how I make sure there's no tin and lead. So if I have anything that I think is going to contain lead or tin, I will always give it a bath in hydrochloric acid beforehand. So that way, then I've got rid of the stuff from it. So you can see there again. If I go back here, so that you were asking about that. So I'll have hopefully got rid of the tin and the lead already, and some copper may possibly be dissolved as well in that hydrochloric acid. And then when I go to my next stage of getting the gold off there, I'll be using nitric acid, which will dissolve any copper that's left or any of that stuff. And then I just left with the gold flakes. That's the way I do it.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked that was because there's a lot of times people watch folks like you, doing the process of getting at recovering the gold and silver, and they don't understand, well, why are you doing the hydrochloric acid thing? What is that doing? And this is a perfect way to explain why you go through those steps that you are going through.
Yeah, it's to make it as clean as possible. So when you get to your gold flakes like this, you're not going to have issues later, because nitric and tin mixed together will give you issues, and you will end up with, and I actually might have some material where I thought there was no tin in it, and I went straight to nitric, and I can show. I'll probably, if I find it before the end of the show, I'll show it. You end up with like a grey paste mixed in with your gold then, and that's an issue trying to get to the gold in with that grey paste. You have to go through 2 or 3 more steps that you wouldn't have to do if you had already got rid of the tin beforehand. So it's just adding, by giving it that nitric or hydrochloric bath beforehand, to make sure you dissolve any of the lead and tin, you're saving yourself 2 or 3 steps later on. So that's what it's all about. By the way, welcome into Scrapping on the Fly, Scrap and Salvage, welcome in. Philip, welcome in. And who else did I see coming in there? Seeing Park Nest, welcome in. And was there anyone else? Did I miss anyone else? Scrooge is in. Do extra bats. It's worth it. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Because down the road, when I started first, I didn't do that. I just went straight to nitric, and I thought, oh yeah, grand. Next thing, ended up with this grey paste and gold flakes mixed in it, and trying to filter it out then, and it was just like absolute torture. and that was because I left the tin in there. So by getting rid of tin beforehand, you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble. Yeah, what God said here, he can testify that aluminium and hydrochloric acid is dodgy. I found out, yeah, it spills the jar. Exactly. I found that out the hard way too. I go, oh yeah, I'll just drop some aluminium and that's way up there, so that's going to drop everything out. So I got a big chunk of aluminium, dropped in the thing, and next thing, it was like a fountain. So
it works.
It works. It works. But there's a lot of cleaning up to be done afterwards. And again, if you imagine if you were standing over it and it erupts into your face, then you're in trouble. Well,
no, because you'd have the proper respiratory and face protection.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So because I was going to say in your thing when you're on about masks and stuff, and you were saying about gold refining and stuff, when you get to the aqua stage, and not even the aqua stage, if you're doing nitric and pins and you're getting that dioxide, that nitrogen dioxide coming off, at the moment the filters aren't good enough to filter that out properly, unless you're going really high end stuff, which most backyard refiners won't be going. They'll be using the normal full face mask with the organic filters on the side. They're not good enough for filtering out that orange fumes you'll see coming off. So just remember that, guys, that will not be good enough to filter them out. So even though you'll be wearing them, I'd be outside and I'd probably wear that as well, but I'd always do it outside. Under a fume hood is the best way of making sure you're safe. When dealing with fume hoods.
Maybe I didn't stress it enough, but that's why I was saying you want to check that the filter is designed to handle what it is the environment you're going to be in.
JCT, welcome in, and Ralph Morris.
You were mentioning the replacing of the filters. For a dust mask, it's not all that crucial. For fumes, it is very crucial.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And make sure you write a date when you put on your filter, so you know yourself roughly how long you've been using that filter. And again, depending on what gases you're working with, you're going to maybe have to replace it quicker than if you're just using it for something else.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't use the mask. If it smells fumes, I get back away. I have a fume hood. It works well. Yeah, fume hood is the way to go, because you can close the door of the fume hood and let it do its thing. Now, again, you end up replacing extractors on them over time, because no matter how good they are and how many filters and charcoal filters and whatever else you have, the fumes will rust it away eventually, and it's not working. So you actually end up having to replace them. Anyhow, that's what I was at today. So someone asked me on TikTok what I was, today, Joe, when I dried out what we ended up with. So there's the gold flakes from them pins. Now I have some more still drying out that I need to add to it.
And having just set up my fume hood, I can tell you that it can be done for a couple $100.
What type of fan are you using on it?
I used a Vevor. It's actually a duct fan. So usually use them to increase the airflow for your air conditioning system, central air conditioning systems. You put them as an inline duct fan. And I just got honestly, it's a 4-inch duct fan that pushes 200 CFM of air per, 200 cubic feet of air per minute. And it's doing a great job. And it was only like $80.
Okay.
And that was the most expensive part of my entire build.
Again, that fan isn't going to last forever. We all know that, because it'll eventually, the fumes of the acids will eat away at it, and it'll have to be replaced. But that's, as you said, if it's only costing you that amount of money, you don't mind replacing them every whatever year or 2 years, whatever it lasts. Anyways, Mike, Everyday Solars wants to know: is your heater behind you okay?
No, it's actually not even burning. It's just shooting a propane gas is out of the tank because I ignore it all the time. Why? You don't like it? It's all right. It's still,
It looked like there was a big flame coming out behind you at one stage there.
no, see, it's almost dead.
Oh, okay.
It's struggling. But I like the propane fumes, so I let it go a little while.
No, see, we missed it because the flame wasn't coming out of the propane burner towards Mike. It was going in the other direction. We all just misunderstood what happened.
Yeah, y'all need to pay attention.
He's almost out of propane. He's got to refuel and go eat some beans.
The motor lasts for about 6 months. Okay, you get 6 months out of your one. Good day, Grandpa Kevin. Welcome in. I'm a lackadaisy refiner myself. What's Philip going to say? I'll be dead in a few days. I'll probably use a tea towel and a hair dryer to avoid the fumes. That's like a E. Matthews method of doing stuff.
Or that one couple that used to be on a few years ago. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, everybody.
I haven't seen any videos from them in years, and I think it's because they killed themselves breathing in fumes.
Yeah, they'll be doing the video, and next thing they go, start, yeah, the fumes are getting very strong now. And you're here like, yeah, because your head over the beaker and all that orange stuff is going up your nose. You know?
Yeah, that was just like Faceplant City with those two. It's like, how are you even still alive?
Darwin Awards.
Yeah.
What called use? I use a plastic tub from a dishwasher. It's sealed and designed. Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea actually. You know how the dishwashers, you take out that inner tub. You could use that as your starting with fume hood because it's plastic, so it's that bit more resistant to the acids. Again, that type of plastic is. So that will give you your kind of protective wall around it, and then you could do things. Good idea, actually, Scrooge McDuckin. Very well, like that. Hey, Kevin, by the way, welcome. How are things with you?
Busy.
Well, and this is where there's a big difference too in a hobby backyard scrapper versus a business, because the city or the county, the fire department, they can show up anytime they want at my place of business to do a fire and safety inspection. And if I don't have an approved fume hood for doing what I'm doing, they'll shut me down in a heartbeat. So I'm going to have, when I decide to move in that direction, I'm going to have to make the investment in, a laboratory grade fume hood or risk shut down.
Did you have a look at the price of them fume hoods?
I know they're not cheap. They're not cheap.
This is what it all adds up to, Shark.
Yeah, money.
Oh yeah.
They don't want you making all the profit. They want some too.
Well, again, they're looking at the safety side of it too, because if you're doing it as a business, they're presuming you're going to be doing a lot more than a hobbyist will for a start. So they're presuming it's going to be processing a lot more stuff, which you should be doing because you collect a lot more computers than a hobbyist would in the first place. So again, you should be getting more gold-bearing material than any hobbyist like myself just do, because again, I'm working full during the week, and whatever I pick up. And if I don't pick up anything up during a couple of weeks, it doesn't bother me. But if you're doing it as a living, you're picking computers up constantly. So they're presuming you're going to be doing a lot more. So then that's when your equipment has to be right, because if you're pumping loads of that fumes into around the area, they want to make sure you're not poisoning everyone beside you.
Or they just want to get their piece of the pie.
Well, everyone wants to get a piece of the pie. You want a piece of the pie, don't you? You don't work for nothing.
I do it as a hobby.
Yeah, you do. So you don't bother charging anyone at all. Everything is free.
I'm working on putting a whole trailer load of goods together to go to board sort, probably in 2026.
2026. That'll be some load of stuff. So it will. Let me see what people are saying in the chat in case the fumes are scary for sure, but I tell my wife to go get that. She doesn't know they are bad.
That's a little harsh.
I need a piece of bubble gum.
You need a piece of what?
Bubble gum.
Yeah, he's got a nail in his tire.
First flat I've gotten since I've had that truck.
Or
Okay.
shoe, is it? Yeah.
Shipyard. Oh well.
These things happen.
I ain't going nowhere, so I don't need it.
That's for sure.
The tire company that I when I had the tires installed on the Sharkmobile 2 years ago, something like that. They were like, I bought the tire insurance, and the guy said, "Look, you don't get bonus points for coming in every week."
That's one of the things about going to scrapyards a lot is punchers. A lot of guys I know that go to scrapyards, that's the one thing they say is, oh, you have to be so careful driving in, because if you drive into the wrong spot, you're guaranteed to get a puncher from it, Because again, scrapyards will have bits of nails, bits of metal lying all over the place. You reverse in on top of them.
I saw one guy had his pickup truck and he had it loaded up. These long magnets on the wheels, you can ride them behind, in the driveway.
Yeah.
Fix up all the little pieces. He set up 2 of them behind the rear wheels of his truck, so he could drop them down within an inch of the ground. And as he backed up, if anything was there, it would just pick it up.
Yeah, that was a good plan, wasn't it?
That actually worked pretty good. He says he hasn't had a flat tire since he put the magnets in place.
Hey, Richard, you enjoy unloading that truck, and hopefully you got some nice computers in there with some nice gold bearing material on them.
Of course, I wonder if the yard that he was at charged him for the for the metal he was picking up.
No, them the trouble doing it.
Stop, thief!
Hey, the truck is heavier going out than it was coming in.
Yeah, right. He owes them some money.
Yeah, they go, and they said you were going in with £1,000 and you're leaving with 1,200. What the hell?
Yeah.
So the yard that I'm working with here, I haven't done this myself, but the last time I was there, I was talking to this guy. He came in and he dumped off a load of scrap, and then he was picking through the shred pile, and he was putting stuff back in his truck that he was going to break down. And I said, so how does the yard work this? And he said, well, basically, you get weighed on the way in. So he said, I got rid of everything. I'll put stuff on it. Sometimes they owe me money. Sometimes I owe them money. It's, they're you're paying the same that price as you would get if you dropped it off. So that's kind of a cool way for the scrapyard to do that. It's the same price coming or going. And that way, because a lot of people will come in and drop off a whole dishwasher or dryer. So some of the scrappers, they'll just go in and get the washer and dryer and break it down.
Yeah, it's not every scrapyard that will do that either. It's some scrapyards won't allow you to take stuff once it's in there on the pile. It's on the pile.
Yeah, very true. Very true. These folks are pretty cool about it. And I mean, they're doing a great job by me. I mean, they've got the last time I went in, they had a pallet of PCs, but one of their guys wasn't thinking, and he had it stacked in the trailer, and there were 2 big pallets of flattened out Gaylord boxes in the way. And so rather than them trying to, get those 2 pallets of Gaylord boxes out of the way, we set up this daisy chain. So one guy got all the way in the back, and he's handing the PCs to me, and I'm handing the PCs to another one of the employees who's putting it on an empty pallet that's on the forklift. So once we get it filled up, we can then take it over and put it in the Sharkmobile.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like two of the staff are tied up doing nothing but helping me get the PCs. That's a lot of yards won't do that.
No. I was just saying that Scrap and Pallet Man's he got a puncher at his scrapyard, and the scrapyard paid for the tire to be repaired, which
Whoa,
is very
holy
unusual.
cow, man, there was a yard in Florida that would have gone bankrupt if they were trying to do that. They had so much junk laying around their yard.
Oh, wait a minute. Can you make me bigger? Make me bigger. There it is.
Scrapping on the fly sticker.
Right now. Going up on the board. Going up on the board. I can get it separated.
Too busy for BS. Like,
Yeah, I can get it separated. There it is.
Yeah, if I worked in a scrapyard, my car would be full to the brim every evening going home.
Scrapping on the fly. You're on the board. Right there.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the sticker. Got them during the week.
I've been driving around on the same set of tires on that Suburban since I bought it.
1972.
Well, that's an 84, but yeah.
Yeah, it only got 8,000 miles on the truck, though, right?
I've put about 15,000 miles on it since I bought it.
Well,
So Kevin, I mean, does your board have the same connotation as the usual picture boards that are in the post office? Because I usually have to take my picture down whenever I go to the post office.
well, I go in the back door when I go to the post office, so I don't see my picture. See, there's so many different post offices know me because I used to work in the post office, and I just walk in the back door and oh hi. They don't even question me being there. It's just, oh hi, how you doing? Okay, I need supplies. Okay, I'll take this, I'll take that, and I just get what I need and leave. So it's a convenience in a way, but you know it can be a nuisance if you get somebody new in the post office that hasn't seen me before. I just tell them, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm good here.
I know the postman. Random person walking around here. I do not have a sticker board of yet, but we'll get their sticker boards. You get there, you start off with one or two stickers, the next minute you're like Grandpa Kevin's board, it's picking up a wall behind you. How many stickers have you on that board, do you reckon, Kevin?
Probably somewhere in the vicinity of 75 or so.
It's easy enough to spot the shark scrapper one because you can see the bright one. It's very easy to spot it, yeah. So
look at that. Talk about position of recognition.
Yeah, baby.
Right at the very beginning.
Here we have Everyday Solace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyday Solace. And the lovely Everyday Solace.
Jesus, Solars, what are you trying to do? 3 stickers. You're making it bad for everyone else. Send in 3 stickers.
Yes. You know what? Well, I like it. The rest of you guys are just okay.
This is my new sticker. That one that Grandpa Kevin has, when I didn't realize when I had ordered that one, they were paper. And so when people would put them on the bumpers of their vehicles and stuff, they'd be gone after the first rainstorm.
Yeah.
So now I've got this new one, and it's actually a plasticized one that will stand up and hold in the weather.
Like a vinyl sticker.
Yeah.
I'd love to have one. I'll put it on that side.
The opposite side.
It's also quite a bit smaller, as you can see.
Way down over here, in the corner.
Yeah.
Corner, yeah.
On the back side of the board.
No. There's another sticker board behind that. That's the board number 2. There's number 3 behind it.
Holy cow.
Hold on. Have you got? Show us where Ralph Morrick's sticker is. Have you Ralph Morrick's sticker?
Yes.
Where is it?
Right there.
And so somebody takes the prize for the largest, most ungodly size sticker in the world.
Oh,
I didn't have a board to put that on, so I had to shove it on the wall.
The big, massive E. Matthews sticker.
Yeah. The other one's in the bathroom, but I'm not going to show you.
You're using it as a target practice, is it?
Yeah. Dartboard.
Oh God! Every day. Why did you have to put that thought in anyone's head?
Yeah. I was actually thinking something that would be funny, because a lot of people, they think about merch, and I have merch that I have on my channel like everybody, but it's like, I've been thinking about what could I make in the way of merch that would actually be useful for people and not just, taking up space. And so I was thinking maybe I would get somebody to make urinal cakes with my logo on them. And, that way they can have a target.
I'd buy a pallet of those.
I got an idea. You can get a makeup one.
You know how guys were notorious for peeing wherever we feel like, sort of. But they discovered if it was in some bar or somewhere, because they were constantly going in and having to clean up the toilets where people had just whizzed wherever they felt like it. So what they done was they put little fly stickers on the urinals, and they discovered there wasn't as much people missing the target because people were trying to pee on the fly, thinking it was a real fly. So they were trying to...
Oh, that's hilarious.
A typical man, they see something, they go, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get him." So and it worked. So it did. They didn't have to go in cleaning up as much.
Yeah, I just do like they do in a lot of the stadiums now, and it's a wall. You just pee on the wall, and then.
Yeah, that's like the communal urinal.
Yeah.
Didn't they have them in the military?
At a lot of the like boot camp and stuff like that, yeah, they won't have urinals. They'll just have a trough.
A trough, yeah. Horses drink out of them, but we pee in them.
Don't get them confused.
No. That's a piss poor choice of words.
You call them little tablets you put in the urinals for freshness. Urinal cakes, like a cake is meant to be something nice, not one of them, yo.
Hey, happen on the fly. Now there's an idea: a zipper pull with your sticker on it.
So, Grandpa Kevin, any e-waste pickups lately? No,
I haven't had any pickups in quite a few weeks, but since the weather is keeping me inbound, I have been scrapping out some things. I'm catching up to Mike.
Mike is getting through his e-waste there. I think it's getting fairly low now again.
Yeah. Well, he's got the okay to come up by me. He can scrap out my computers.
Yeah. So you're doing well, Shark, on your e-waste pickups. I see in your videos. You're picking up plenty of stuff.
Yeah. I'm things are going really well so far, and I just I visited a new client last week. They were a vocational manufacturing facility, and they got hit so hard from the storm that they can't afford to repair the building, so they're going out of business.
Whoa.
And they've got all of their PCs and servers and wiring and other electronics that they didn't know what to do with. So I came in and they said the board wants to know how much you would charge us to take all this stuff away. And I said, well, I'll take it all for free with the exception of the CRTs. And I said, probably tell the board to estimate $1,000, for the CRTs, but I won't know until I actually take them, because the place that I take them to, they charge me by the pound. And they were ecstatic. They're like, what? We don't have to pay you? I said, yeah,
when you take them CRTs, will you take the copper out of them before you bring them to the company that look after them after that, or are you just going to bring them complete as they are?
I need to find out from the place that I'm gonna have to pay to have them recovered from, if I'm allowed to do anything to them before I take it to them.
Just dump them.
I can't imagine why that would be an issue, but I don't know the answer yet.
Yeah, but again, you don't have to tell them you've taken anything out of them. Just take the back off, take off the copper yoke, put the back on. They're not going to know.
They will when I call.
No, seriously, this is how I got them.
Yeah. This is the way. I didn't go near them. That's why I picked them up.
Sorry, that was the fumes talking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Ralph,
If you do open them, be sure to grab those degaussing cables.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, I mean, I've got videos out on scrapping TVs. It's not, I mean, CRTs. It's not that they're difficult, but North Carolina is very strict about CRTs, and so if you get caught putting a CRT into the transfer station or in the general trash, it's bad. So you got to be really careful what you do with them in North Carolina.
Okay. So again, as
South
you
Carolina.
I dropped them in South Carolina, just over the border.
Throw them in the river.
Let them float down. Someone else's problem. Again, we do not condone anything that E-Waste Mike says that is not environmentally correct.
I'm just trying to help the river bank, so the water stays in the river and not out in the shark's yard. Build it up.
Well, you could use your e-waste just to fill a lake in your backyard.
Yeah, and I like my lake. That lake's gonna be the death of me, so I can't get rid of it.
Well,
If you throw all your e-waste in there, the water turns blue. It will kill you.
yeah.
I have to believe that the issue with CRTs, of course, is the leaded part of the tube. And so I can't imagine that it would be a big deal if I pulled the yoke and degaussing cable and if they have a board on them, the board. I can't imagine that would be an issue. But I just have to, it may be that they'll have said, oh, but you opened it up, and so the tube might be compromised. But again, who cares? Because they're just loading them up in a semi truck and eventually, selling it to one of the few remaining places here in the U.S. that recover the lead from the tubes. So
there's a good bit of lead in them tubes as well. I watched a video on a factory that recovers them, like lead from the tubes and stuff like that, and it's amazing the amount. But again, that's why they weigh so much. There's a lot of lead in them too.
yeah.
Actually, the lead weight in them is not all that much. The bigger the TV, that front glass, which is not the leaded glass, on a 36-inch TV, that can be almost an inch thick.
Yeah.
It is heavy glass.
Yes. And the CRTs, the old TVs are strange because it's negative pressure inside. It'll implode rather than explode.
Yep, it's a vacuum.
I was sweeping.
Yeah, and
I was sweeping.
usually that when if you accidentally break the end off, it's usually just a
Yeah.
you
Just release it.
it's not like it shatters in and then the glass goes flying back out. It's usually just a pop sound.
Yep.
Or an inverse pop sound.
But
It's usually vacuum. It's just because that's a vacuum sealed, and when you open it, all you're doing is releasing the vacuum.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it still kind of makes you think, oh Christ.
Oh yeah, you kind of jump like when it happens.
Yeah.
You
And if you did whack it, there was a scrapper that was big a few years ago, and I remember watching this idiot. He had like 3 CRTs in his garage, and he's making a big deal about watch this. Then he smashes this the CRTs and the glass flies everywhere, and he doesn't have safety goggles on, and he's joking about, oh my God, I just created an environmental hazard. This is called the police, and I'm like, idiot.
Yeah. Well, stupid is as stupid does, according to Forrest Gump.
Yeah, but my video I did there got monetized, so I didn't care.
Well done, Mike. Well done. Hey, Scrappaloo, never worry about that. Hope all is good with you.
So I was sweeping under my bench yesterday, and look what I found.
Money?
Kinda.
Oh, a ceramic.
Ooh.
I don't know what kind it is though. Don't have a name on it.
I'm
I
going to
thought
go
maybe it was
physical.
one of those Cyrex, but I don't know. It's big too. It's like 2.2 ounces. Heavy.
Don't throw that over your shoulder.
had to say something, didn't you?
This brings back the days of when everyday scholars would be saying something to him about not throwing them, all these, and he just get the bucket of pins and just throw them behind him, and shrapnel flying around the basement.
I'll throw this whole bin.
No, do not.
Yeah, well, that's all right. He doesn't care because it's only going to go as far as the floor.
Right. And eventually I'll find it.
Yep.
Eventually.
Here.
In the next lifetime.
I hope there ain't a next lifetime. That would suck.
Hey,
Mike has
every
enough
day
in my life.
I need to come over to you guys before I go to see Mike.
Yeah, it was the IC chips he threw all over the place. He was picking IC chips up for months afterwards.
As hard as I threw that, I got one little itty bitty chip right here in the corner. That's it.
Yeah, well, that screws up the
Grab a
whole
guitar.
chip.
I found that and I went in the house the rest of the day as well. Hell, I'm done.
I burned my keep. I burned my keep.
I'm done.
I'm enjoying my favorite non-alcoholic beer, which I know is an anathema for some people.
Yeah, Ian Matthews now is, I was going to say turning over in his grave, but he's not dead. He's only in his bed. Turning over in his bed.
That's
I
referred
tell you,
to
it's amazing. It's just amazing to me how non-alcoholic beers have come along, just in the last few years. I mean, they used to taste like crap, but
Sure. Non-alcoholic beers are like drinking diet soda when you're having ribs and French fries. That's a total waste. A total waste. Now this is good stuff here.
What are you drinking?
Cooper's Hop.
Triple IPA, 10.5.
Yes, just enough to say hello.
it's not about the calories or anything. It's just I like the taste of beer, and so it's nice to be able to get the flavor. How many calories are in this thing?
I love that.
Fallacy.
95. 95 calories.
All right.
Enjoy your beer flavored soda.
Well, sorry to say, this one doesn't have calories on it.
Oh, what's Richard saying here? He cleaned out a computer store. I dropped off 150 pounds of batteries. They were not happy. Non-alcoholic. Really? I drink Gatorade Zero and a bit of vodka. Yeah, we'll check out your shout out video, Scrap and Lou. Give a shout out to a lot of scrappers there, so check that out, guys, if you get a chance.
Although it is kind of funny that it's called non-alcoholic beer. It's really like 0.5% or something like that. So when you buy it at the store, they still have to ID you. So it's like, really, guys, come on.
Like what would the 4.5 be your normal kind of beer starting at? So you'd have to have 10 of them to get the same as one beer.
Yeah, right. Because this is about 0.5, I think. So yeah, you probably need to have 10 or more. 9 or 10 to get there. Yeah. And of course, by then you'd be so damn. I don't think you could get there because you'd had to start peeing around the 6th or 7th, so you'd never be able to get that many in you.
Yeah, at the one time. What's called Ralph said he's drinking his cherry cola to support Shark's Coca-Cola stocks.
There you go.
Why are you growing the big beard anyhow, Grandpa Kevin? What's the issue? Are we getting ready for Christmas again?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Couldn't hurt.
Couldn't hurt.
Couldn't hurt. I'm waiting for the the auto dealers to complain about why am I waiting so long to send in my time cards. I like to fill out one time card, even though I do for 3 dealerships, and then when I get a check, it's like, ooh, money. Instead of chump change, it's money.
I always notice what you're saying there about a bladder of a 6-year-old. I always notice if you can, as soon as you go, if you're out drinking beer, as soon as you go to the toilet, you have to go nearly after every beer then. Where if you can make it stay as long as you can before you go to the toilet, then it's not every beer, you know? It's like as soon as you break the seal, it's constant.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Hey Dan, welcome in, K&D Scrapping. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for dropping in. What's the weather like up there, Dan? Are you down at the really cold temperatures? What's the temperature like at the moment where you are, Shark? Any snow or anything?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, we've actually had really nice weather. We've been in short sleeves again. Let's see. What are we looking at? We're 60 right now, 60 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, rub it in. Go ahead. We're at 33 degrees and 3.5 inches of snow.
Yeah, now we'll get some rain.
29F and Dan. Dan is 29F, by the way.
Okay, so around the end of the week, it's going to get cold again. So what's going to happen is it's going to rain during the day when we're in the high 50s. Then it'll drop well below freezing at night, so we can glaze the roads with ice just to make things fun for the morning commute.
And for those in the south that don't know how to drive, stay home.
Yeah, well, we have -2 Celsius tonight, so that's 28.4 for you Fahrenheit people. So we're cool. We're cold at the moment.
38 Fahrenheit. Dropping down to freezing overnight.
Oh, look at Scrooge. 4 Fahrenheit. Oh my God, and 5 foot of snow. That is cold. Luke,
Send some our way.
31 Fahrenheit. Well, it's hard to do refining in cold weather, as I discovered today when I was out doing my bit of work on the acids and stuff. Because you have to get the temperatures up and stuff like that, get everything onto the hot plates, and it just takes longer for everything to work. So winter is not good for gold refining. Drive slow in snow, but when it melts and refreezes, it's forming ice. The next day, people drive. Yeah, well, see, they don't see the ice. They presume it when they don't see any white stuff anymore. Oh, everything is okay. But they don't realize it's frozen. Richard said he thinks he's going to be using the AC tonight. I'm in Philly. It's 40 Fahrenheit. Yeah, it does take longer, Scrooge McDonald. It's not like the stuff freezes up. It just takes longer for the reactions.
Now, Mike had a really good ice storm. What was that, Mike? 2 or 3 days ago when you had that video where you were trying to scrape the frosting off of your car, your truck?
And trying not to
Mind your
fall.
business. Mind your business.
And trying not to fall down.
Yeah.
It was a couple days ago. Last night we got snow. We got a big snowstorm coming Thursday.
Yeah,
You said-
I'd much rather have snow than ice any day of the week.
I was ready for it though. I didn't fall either. I don't even fall in the mud.
So, Shark, what do you reckon of these lovely gold prices at the moment?
Loving it, man. Loving it.
It's really crazy how prices have stayed up. I was expecting them to drop back a bit,
But they've actually got even higher than they did a month ago. So it's interesting to see where it's going to head. You're asking, like, are people going to be selling their gold or whatever? I won't be selling gold just because it's gone up in price. I have it kind of kept for a rainy day. So until that rainy day comes, I won't be selling the gold. But, you know,
My yard just jumped copper up to $4. Bear Bright is $4 a pound.
yeah. Shark was saying there that the future copper future prices aren't looking to go very high. They're kind of looking to stay what they are now or drop back slightly. Isn't that what you were saying?
Well, there's going to be volatility, so we're going to see some up and down, but it's probably not going to get too much higher than where we're at.
The only thing I save right now is copper and brass. I haven't sold any of that. I've just been hoarding it. I figure when I got near 1,000 pounds of each, I'll take it in and make a windfall.
Yeah. I'm still looking at melting my copper and selling it on Etsy and stuff like that for people who are doing copper crafts. So people who are making copper jewelry and copper rings and stuff like that, they pay a better price than the scrap price.
Sure.
So if you have, like, I've been looking there, a kilo of copper in your scrap yard will go here in Ireland around €7, where a kilo of copper on Etsy is going from $20 upwards at the moment. And they're not, like, when I say kilo, some of them like are they're really rough pores. They're not like they're really shiny and really look cool pores, because people are going to be remelting this again themselves for making their own jewelry, and so they don't care if it's shiny or not. They just want a kilo of pure copper, and that's what they're buying, and they're paying better prices than what you get at the scrapyard. So it might be another option for people to look at. Have a look on Etsy and see what you can do. I want to give my kids an ounce each. I have 4 kids. I've saved a bunch of copper and brass saved up to melt into batteries. Yeah. So it's just, some people like say, again, you know how you say save your 10% of copper or whatever. Again, I might do that. I might melt 10% of it into bars and then try selling that 10% on Etsy and places like that, and just see how it goes. It mightn't sell for me, or might. So it's just something I want to try.
We have a lot of artists here in the Asheville area, and I'm going to start getting engaged in the local business networks and see if I can't sell the copper, aluminum, brass to the artist community as a raw material for them, as a way to maybe be, I don't know if the price would be that much different than what the scrapyard would buy it at, but I'm looking to do something similar to what you're talking about.
Yeah, but are you looking at to melt it first, or are you looking at just selling it as it is, as the bare bright wire or whatever?
Yes.
Yes, which?
Hey, scrap-a-loo.
Yes, which? That was just like a yes answer to what?
So I will probably melt some and not melt some. So there's going to be some artists that if I sell it to them, say as a pyramid shape or a ball, they can immediately use that. So they'll pay more for that. There's other artists that will melt it down themselves out, so they don't care what form it's going to be in when I sell it to them.
Yeah. Well, it's just some of them. I've seen by reading online and stuff like that, and make contact with 1 or 2 people who do buy it, and they were saying they prefer to have it melted in bar form, because then there's less impurities on it, because you've burnt off some of the impurities, they're saying, and stuff like that. That's what they were saying on it. But again, so it's just something for people to look at,
and I was also thinking that it might be cool to make some bars and stamp them. I used to be a computer, and see if they would sell for the tourists, as a because Asheville tries to be a big green community as well. We're always trying to do things that are green, and so that might be a cool twist to selling it.
Yeah. It could be a good thing. And again, like Everyday Solars there, she does make stuff out of old computer parts and stuff like that, like coasters and little bits of jewelry and stuff like that in the property. There's always ways of doing other stuff with our electronic waste rather than just completely recycling it that way. It can be redone and reused and stuff like that. So there is stuff you can do like that as well,
And I will add to this by saying that there are communities, specifically the Star Wars Room Builders community that I work with. unusual pieces that don't look like everyday items. They want them because they look like something out of Star Wars. So I don't know if you guys have watched Andor series. One of the things that they're using in the show, it's an old Polaroid camera that they've added some little bits and bobs onto and made it something in Star Wars. And so these are people that look to do something similar to that to make their own props and rooms and everything else.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
some of the bits of steel that we only get a few cents a pound for, they're interested in them.
Sure.
The optics out of CRT projector TVs, they're interested in them. Even the aluminum heat sinks that we have in abundance, these guys will pay you, $5, $6 a pound, whereas it's what, $3 a pound at best at a scrapyard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's always other ways. HH Recycling there is asking, nobody's heating with coal there. I use coal. My stove can use timber or coal to heat. So I don't know what that question was about, but anyhow, there must be something to it.
Natural gas here.
Oil.
I thought everybody in Ireland used peat.
No, peat is not great heat off peat. You want coal and timber, better heat.
Peat's just coal that hasn't had enough time yet.
Yeah, that's all. Coal is pretty much obsolete. Well, it's smokeless coal here now. It's not real coal. It's that made up coal. It's the pretend
artificial coal.
Say again. What'd you say?
Artificial coal.
Yeah, an artificial thing.
And we know Mike is using methane.
Propane.
Mike's blood is turning slowly blue. The amount of gas he's inhaling.
Right. With one lung too.
Yeah, with one lung as well.
Oh, there goes the dog singing again.
Well, then I'm going to mute you until the dogs have stopped singing. Or you muted yourself. He muted himself.
Bring him up on the channel. Love to say hi.
Oh, Jesus. My God, how could you live with that around you all day? My head will be bust open. Have they stopped?
Time to break out the Tommy gun in that house. Man, that's crazy.
Oh. Your neighbors must love you, Mike. I hope you're not living right beside anyone.
That's nuts.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Across the street.
How could you handle that all day? I'd go mental. As a whole, killed the Welsh Valley with the help of the Thatcher, yeah.
Now, my little Golden and my niece's Golden, the two of them, they're very quiet dogs until someone comes to the front door. And so I don't even need to have a doorbell anymore because somebody comes to the front door, the two of them are just making a hellacious racket. So best doorbell I've got.
I had a Golden for 11 years. That dog was so souped that if somebody came to the door, they would say, "Oh, the goods are in here."
Yeah.
They'd point them in the direction.
Yeah. You go in there. I'll stay here and sleep. It's okay. When you finish, I'll close the door behind you.
HH Recycling has to go. So thanks for being in. So you'll be in Solars when Solars is live. So thanks, HH, as always. Appreciate you dropping in.
Raisin ice cream. Ooh, send me the recipe.
He can send me his wife. She's hot.
You want to go down that road, Mike?
I do.
Yeah, our golden retrievers would pretty much say, "Hey, if you play with me, I'll show you where all the money is."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, Richard, you've extended your break too long. You might as well take the night off.
Huh?
Yeah. But,
What would you do without a dog? Good family member.
I'll be back in a second, guys. Oh,
Well, we
All
have
right, it's time
nine,
to start cussing.
we have 9 dogs. 8 of them are huskies, and we're fostering another husky right now. So
Oh, nice. So
They are very vocal animals.
So they.
nah, they're quiet as a fly.
I love those videos that some people have up with where the way their husky is vocalizing, it sounds like they're saying words.
Yeah.
And so, they'll say, "Mommy, do you want to go to the vet?"
Yeah, my favorite one is this woman's calling her dog in, and the husky walks in, and she's like, "Come here, Oakley," and the sound that it comes out of his mouth is like, "How about no?"
Yeah. It sounds like no. No.
Oh man, that's funny.
How about when a cat falls into the bucket and says, "I'm cold"?
I've seen that one.
Yeah. They know.
Scholars, we have 10 in the house altogether. 9 of them are ours. 1 is a foster.
10 dogs.
So you have
Yeah.
dogs instead of children.
Holy
Yes.
cow!
We have a
What do you
child
think?
also. She's on the other side of the country with her family.
Oh, cool. Cool. How many dogs does she have?
None. She has a son
She's
that's
not with
allergic.
you then.
Yeah, she has a son that's allergic. So unfortunately, no dogs for them.
Yeah.
So, Mike, what do? You clean up the backyard with a snow shovel?
Snow plow.
Clean up the backyard.
Just push it all down into the valley.
Yeah, we've got a 1/4 acre fenced in for them, so they got plenty of room to run around and take their business.
Scholars, the only reason I could see having 17 cats is if you also have a gator that you need to feed regularly.
Hey, listen.
I just went to get some more gold. I was drying out. That's all.
Putting cats can be very nice. Cats can be I like kitties.
So do the gators and the hawks. They love kitties too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Irish, did you hear how many dogs Mike has?
Well, how many dogs does Mike have?
Too many.
We have 10 dogs altogether right now. 1 is a foster. Of the 10, 9 are huskies. 1 is a Nordic Spitz.
Oh, that's
And how close is your nearest neighbor? I'm hoping you're going to say 100 miles away.
I've got a neighbor about 30 foot to my left that has a Cocker Spaniel that loves to run up and down the fence with our dogs. I've got 30 feet this way that has triplet kids. They can't have dogs, so they love to come over and get their dog fix from ours. And across the street from me is another neighbor who has 2 dogs, and they come over here for pet sitting.
It's like a zoo. So it is. It's like a little zoo. So there's some more. I've added more gold to my collection there now, guys. So and I still have a little bit more drying out. So tomorrow, hopefully, because I'm actually off work tomorrow. So and it's meant to be an okay day again. So I might get working on some more gold pins tomorrow. So,
Man, Irish, at the rate you're going, in 50 years, you can retire.
hey, I'll be retired in 50 years, no problem, because I'll probably be dead. So I'll definitely be retired. that ain't maybe. So listen, that ain't maybe. Give me a second now. I want to check something else here because I need to.
And Solars, at one point, we had 17 dogs.
Is that all? Only 17?
How much does it cost you to feed all them animals all the time? Must be costing a fortune.
Huskies are not all that bad. They do not need a lot of food. They need
No,
a
they just
good-
eat the neighbors' kids and cats. Is that it?
They just need a high quality food, because if you think about the origin, where they came from, the Inuit peoples, they did not have a lot of extra food for the dogs. They just had high quality foods for the dogs.
Yeah.
So they get 1.5 cups of kibble a day.
Oh.
That's it.
That sustains them for the day?
That is plenty for them. None of them are skinny at all.
That's good. Average weight?
Average weight is about 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah, we
people overfeed their dogs, no matter what kind of breed it is. Most
we
people
had a
overfeed
golden.
them.
We had a golden for 11 years, and he never weighed over 80 pounds.
Yep. Now, I do have one husky that's 90 pounds, but she is huge for a husky.
Yeah.
Watchcall is saying that she has 3 cats and they eat 88 pouches of food a week between them.
And
you do know,
family only eat 20 pouches a week.
well, I was going to say to everybody, Saunders, you do know if you let your cats out, they can catch their own food.
Yeah.
You know,
My next
mice,
found that out.
they can catch mice and stuff like that. That they can, if they're hungry enough, they'll catch it.
I used to give my sister a hard time because, she lived with my dad, and they had the barn for her horses, and they'd feed the cats that were out in the barn. Like, what the hell are you feeding the cats for? They're not going to be
Yeah,
hungry
they're
enough to
the
go
mouse.
after the
They're
mice.
the mouse.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Eat the mouse.
yeah. Just keep them hungry, and they'll find their own food.
That's right.
And then they're doing a good job for you as well, because they're keeping the mice away from your house.
That doesn't
And your
work with
sheds.
me. My wife keeps me hungry, but that doesn't work well.
You're not a very good mouser.
No. But I have my own drawer full of food.
Anyhow,
Scrap-
before I finish,
And the fridge has plenty of beer.
it's nearly time to finish up, so I'm going to shoot around and ask everyone what their plan is for the week. So, Mike Meltdown, what are you planning for the week?
Well, I picked up a Suburban load of flat screen TVs. I've got to break those down, as well as I'm depopulating boards from all the CRT TVs that I had picked up last fall.
Okay, so that's your week occupied, and bringing Eureka dogs for walks all over the place, and adopting more dogs. Shark Scrapper, what's your plan for the week?
I'm going to do the first pickup at this business that is closing down. I've got a buttload of PCs that I need to break down. I got to fill up the last few inches of the low and mid-grade board Gaylord and start another Gaylord for board sort. So it's just going to be a busy way. And I've got a couple of meetings with some of the local business groups to try to start networking around here with, like the artists and stuff like that. So it's a very busy week. My calendar
Oh, yeah.
is quite full.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Good luck with it.
Okay, Grandpa Kevin, what's your plan?
I'm going to sit back and twiddle my thumbs for the week, I think. There's nothing in the way of pickups, and I don't know if there's any mailings coming through. Driving is another thing for the dealerships. I have no idea. It'll be spur of the moment.
Okay. E-Waste Mike?
I'm gonna fix a flat tire.
Yeah, he went to the scrapyard.
For the whole week. You're going to take the whole week to fix it.
That's all I got to do. And
Okay.
work,
Mike,
just,
it's just
working, just working here.
Okay, tearing stuff down.
No pickups.
My plan for the week is, well, I'm off work tomorrow, so I'll hopefully get outside and do a bit more gold recovery stuff. I have more gold pins I want to get into asset. I'm starting to get through the stuff that was in the first shed. So I'm beginning to clear a lot of that stuff out. So I'm getting through that. It's not too bad. So I'm not sure whether there'll be a video out during the week. If there is, there is. If there isn't, there isn't. Again, we'll be here live hopefully next Sunday, where we can chat again. And as always, thanks for everyone that's been in. If you haven't already hit the like, please do consider hitting the like. And Mike is shaking his head like, no, I'm never hitting that like. And as I put the link in for Everyday Scholars, that's the link to Everyday Scholars, who's going to be going with her premiere in a few minutes. So thanks, guys, for being in as always. And as Ralph Morrick would say, scrap you all later. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for being in.
Have a healthy